Hey up guys! So today's film I'm going to be talking about is the new Australian horror film from Natalie Erika James, Relic. This is also James's first feature film debut, and I gotta say, she shows fantastic promise. The film stars Robyn Nevin, Emily Mortimer, and Bella Heathcote as grandmother, daughter, and granddaughter in this allegorical horror about dementia. After grandmother Edna, played by Robyn Nevin, mysteriously vanishes from her remote rural home, her daughter Kay, played by Mortimer, and granddaughter Sam, played by Heathcote, show up at the house to try and find her. After a few days, Edna shows up out of the blue, relatively unharmed except for a big bruise on her chest, but she has no clarity on where it is that she's actually been. Under doctor's orders, Kay and Sam agree to stay and look after Edna until they can figure out how to proceed with Edna's living arrangements in the future. The first half of Relic is quite atmospheric. It's not a horror in terms of like jolty jump scares or blood. It's actually a lot smarter than that, because the horror in Relic comes from a place of reasonable fear. It's a psychological fear, because one of the worst things that we can see growing up is looking at our older loved ones and seeing their health start to deteriorate, because it's a reminder of our own mortality, that we're all going to die and that, you know, our bodies are going to break down. And if your elderly loved ones are slowly losing themselves because of dementia or Alzheimer's, it's like a peek into your future of what could be. It's not necessarily a future that you would want to see for yourself. So yeah, it comes from a place of reasonable fear. And while the first half was a little bit slow, at the halfway point, the film takes on a whole new allegorical meaning, which I found far more engaging. I was reminded of the final part of Darren Aronofsky's Mother, when Jennifer Lawrence had to make that arduous journey through her own house, and it's like a war zone, which was essentially an allegorical parable to Mother Nature and how we're destroying the planet. In Relic, something similar happens to Kay and Sam. They go on their own journey, which works as both as an explanation as to what happened to their mother/grandmother, but it also serves as an allegory to the effects of dementia. They walk a mile in Edna's shoes, so to speak. The majority of the film is set inside Edna's remote rural house, and the house itself is very much a metaphor for Edna's mind. The hallways are cluttered with boxes which are full of memories. It's very unorganized, and it's like a labyrinth to try and navigate through all the junk that's in her house. The walls in the house are starting to go moldy, which at first you think is a consequence of an incident which happened a year ago when Edna let the bathtub overflow. And the once colourful stained glass windows are starting to lose their glimmer. After years and years of building memories in this house, the infrastructure is starting to rot, and the production design brilliantly conveys this deterioration. The performances from the triptych of ladies are fantastic. Not very often in horror films do I have such an emotional response to its finale, but yeah, the ending of this film really got to me, and I've not had any personal hand-on experience with a family member or a loved one who's had dementia. I've had a grandparent with Alzheimer's, so I could kind of like relate to it in a sense, but this is very much about dementia, and I still found it quite effective and moving. So it's very likely that if you yourself have had a family member that suffered from dementia, that you will find yourself connecting to this film in a deep and personal way. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? Yes. Question number 2, do I recommend it for you guys? I'm gonna say yes again, because even though this is a horror film, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, the horror genre, it's a horror film with something to say, and it taps into a fear that pretty much all of us can relate to in some sense. So yeah, I would recommend it. And question number 3, what score am I going to give out of 10? I'm going to give Relic a score of 7 out of 10. But as always guys, this is just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear from you. Have you guys seen Relic? Did you connect with it because of a family member or experience with dementia? Whatever you guys have to say about this film, be sure to let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you guys did like this video and want more content just like it, don't forget to click subscribe. If you did like the video, hit the like button, and if you want to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, or Letterboxd, it's all in that video description down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.